golf is providing me a feeling of like getting better every day, and it's allowing me to dig in so many areas that I never thought about before. Like I'm getting to know myself. I'm improving in so many ways that I maybe wouldn't have done if I was doing something else, and I really like that.
The opportunity of playing at the Olympics, was it ever on your mind before? And what would it mean to you if you make it?
Yeah, it was since I think the first one where golf got back to the Olympics was 2016. So since that date, and they announced it maybe 4 years before or something like that, I'm not too sure. But since I heard it was going to be back in the Olympics, it was always my goal, and I was not even talking about majors to my parents. I was only talking about Olympics because it's the most prestigious tournament, I would say, or in the world of sports. That's what we hear. And in Morocco, like when you hear about sports, you hear more of the Olympics and not any. You don't hear much about majors. Even someone who doesn't know what professional sport is, we hear about Olympics.
So take me back a little bit, if you can tell me a bit about that path. Um, why did you stop for a while? What were the decisions like? Because I know in general that period of when you finish high school, you go to university, am I going to go or not? When do I turn pro? All this is a lot for an athlete to figure out. So what was it like for you?
So I was playing golf at home. I was a decent golfer, but didn't play much international tournaments. The girls have been doing things kind of like in a professional way since they're 12. And me, I was just playing 3 times a week. I was like, it was enough for me to be, I don't know, at the time the number one junior golfer in Morocco. And there it was kind of a smash I mean a slap in the head because I've so there's a funny story. I arrived the day before the first day of school. And the first day of school we have to go to the gym at 6 a.m. Or 7. And I never went to the gym before. I was 18 and I never went to the gym before. And I go and the trainer asked me to squat and do all these things, and I was so overwhelmed. And I was doing like I was the only one on the side doing things with a different weight, like a lighter weight. And I was like, oh my God, like I was in a different world. Like I didn't know what it was. And after a year, we were competing. We had 11 tournaments. I've never played 11 tournaments in a year before. So all of that was kind of overwhelming. But those 3 years, I was still thinking of Wake Forest. And I was like, you know what? I gave up too early. Yes, it was hard, but your second year wouldn't be as hard as your first one would have been. And you gave up in golf and you don't know what your potential is. That's a shame. So I really missed it. And I was lucky because one year before I graduate, I was um, I was in Morocco. There was a meeting with the federation because I wanted to play the World Amateur, and at the time I was not playing. I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna practice a little bit, and I'm gonna qualify. And there was a new director, the national director, a French guy called Olivier. He was he just got hired, and he was like, well, if you want to qualify, you need to play this tournament and this tournament. He was very severe with me, like, you're not gonna come and just play. And so actually, first day we didn't like each other, but then after, he was like, why did you stop? You really have a thing, and you know what? Just go to the gym while you're in England, even if you don't play golf, that's fine. Just go to the gym. And when you graduate in 2019, come back to Morocco. We're gonna practice, and you give yourself a chance. And that's what I did. I was like, I knew I had like my place was there, and but it took me a few tournaments. Like the first 3 tournaments, I missed the cut, I was just too stressed on the ball. I just couldn't, execute what I wanted to do. My forearms, they were freezed. I remember, like that was a new feeling. I was like, I can't start my backswing. It's just, and golf is such a precise sports where if your body is not free, you just you can't hit it. So I worked on that and it really helped. And then after I started having few good results and then the win came.
How do you balance that actually between setting a goal but not being too obsessed with it? Do you train mentally? Do you have a mental coach? Like how do you make that balance between wanting something so much but not letting it define your day to day?
What I felt during the first win, I didn't realize that so many Moroccans would be happy after my win, especially golf. To me, golf is not a popular sport, and but it was beyond that, and that's when I realized it. I really want to do it for my family, but also for the Moroccans because they're so hyped. Like in Morocco, when someone does something great, it can be anything. I don't know, I don't know, any activity, and you're like seeing a Moroccan flag next to other flags. People are so happy and so hyped about it. And I want to provide that happiness to people, hopefully.
Yeah, it's very true what you're saying because it's across the region, I think, because we don't have that many people excelling at that level.